Hey, welcome back for another video. Today we're going to be talking all about the white interior of the Model 3 and Model Y. We have chosen to get the white interior for both the Y and the 3, and I want to tell you about some reasons why we decided that and some pros and cons to the white interior and whether you should get the white interior when you get your Tesla, because of course you're getting a Tesla, right? If you like this video, please make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more. All right, so first of all, we did get the white interior, or the black and white interior, I believe as it's labeled on the website for Tesla, for both our 2019 Standard Range Plus Model 3 and our 2020 Model Y all-wheel drive. So both cars we did get the white interior. As you can see here, it is white. They call it black and white interior because obviously it's appointed by the white seats, but also then it has black trim around, so they call it the black and white interior. The back of the seats are black, which I do think is a good idea, especially for the back seats and kids in the back. But I wanted to go over a few reasons why, first of all, that I decided to get the white interior versus the black interior. First off, I was a little bit concerned with cars in the past getting black interior seats, and especially it being like a leather or a pleather or whatever you might want to call it. So fake leather. Those seats would tend to get really hot in the sun. So I do live in Georgia, so it actually gets pretty hot in the car when I leave it out, and the black interior definitely made that a lot worse. So the black seats in previous cars that I've had have been really hot in the summer, and I wanted to avoid that by getting the white seats. Now, it turns out that for a Tesla, that's really not that big of a concern, because you actually have the climate control that you can use at any time. So you can turn on the cabin overheat protection, and that will actually prevent the cabin from getting over a certain temperature, around 104 degrees. And you can either set it to just run the fan, or you can actually let it actually use the air conditioner, so it'll actually cool the cabin down to 100 degrees or so to keep it in a comfortable temperature for when you get in. And you can set it to get to a more comfortable temperature before you're going to leave. So it hasn't been a problem at all. I would imagine it wouldn't be a problem at all even with the black interior, with the black seats. I still don't think it would be that hot. So that is one thing to keep in mind, that if you were concerned about the black interior, the black seats getting really hot in the summer, although I cannot attest to that, I am pretty sure that you would not have any trouble with that, given the Tesla's ability to have the cabin overheat protection, as well as you can set the climate control to precondition the car before you leave your destination, wherever it may be. So those are two great features for that kind of take away from any concern about the seat getting too hot. The other, number two big reason that I wanted to get the white seats was the fact that they are actually much more spacious looking. It actually looks, at least in my opinion, it makes the interior look a lot bigger than it actually is, because it just looks a lot brighter and lighter in the car with that white interior. The black seats, I mean, it's no big deal, but it does seem a little bit bigger, in my opinion, with those white seats. So that's one of the big reasons that we went with that. Number three reason, maybe not as big of a deal, but on the Model 3 and the Model Y, we do actually have this dash here. So this piece in the black interior, all black interior, it has a wood grain finish of that piece there, and I actually very much like the white piece as opposed to the wood grain finish, the kind of fake wood type piece there that is in the black, all black interior. Now, you can get a cover, you can do a vinyl wrap, or you can actually buy covers for that, but I actually really like the white one, so that was one of the things that I really was looking forward to. Another thing that I thought when they first announced it we were going to have was actually this white center console, but it turns out that actually they all have the black center consoles rather than the white. And again, you can get a vinyl wrap for it, so I changed it from the piano black to the matte black, which you could do a white here to match the seats, and that actually might look a little bit brighter as well. But it leaves it up to your styling choice. But definitely this dash trim here in the front was a big factor in my wanting the white interior versus the black. Some of the cons of having the white interior seats. First of all, you definitely see the crumbs a lot more. So any type of dirt that you get on it, you definitely see that a lot sooner. Now, of course, it's not going to get any dirtier than you would otherwise get black interior seats, but you may be able to see it a lot more easily, especially because it is light. So any type of mud or anything that you rub against the seat is going to show up pretty quick, and you might see that a lot more often than you would if it was in the black interior. Although, for me, this is not a big deal, again, because you would get that dirt on the seat either way, and it does clean up very well on the white interior seat. So it's really just a reminder for you to actually clean your car. And I actually do like to clean my car pretty often, but right now I have not cleaned this car in a while. So you can actually see a lot of the crumbs and some dirt in the seats, especially the back seats where our kids are. You can see right now there are some crumbs here in the back seat, and there is a black dirt stain here. I'm not even sure what that is, but I bet it would clean off really easily. In fact, I will check it out right now. So here is just a little alcohol wipe, rubbing alcohol, sanitizing wipe, and as you can see, that wipes off easily, no problem. So I haven't had anything that would stain the seats as far as dirt is concerned, so that has been pretty good. Now we'll talk about a couple other cons, potentially. So again, I have not cleaned this car. It's pretty dirty, but one of the cons of the white interior seat is jean stains. So I do wear jeans basically every day. And you can, if you look at it really closely, you can see that there are a little bit of jean dye transfer onto the white seats. And you can, if you clean those off, if you clean it off regularly, if you had used like some ceramic coating for the seats, you can get that to either clean up really easily or, not be as bad in those scenarios. However, it does leave a noticeable, slightly noticeable blue jean dye transfer on the white interior seat. I don't mind it too much. It does show up. If I rub this with some cleaner, you can get it off pretty well, but it doesn't bother me too much. And like I said, you look at the seat overall and it's not that noticeable, but that is something to keep in mind if you get really frustrated with things like that. The blue jean dye transfer does occur, and you can, like I said, you can do some protectants and stuff to make sure that that doesn't happen as bad, and you can use cleaners to get it mostly removed as well. If you stay on top of it, that wouldn't happen. Now this is the Model 3, and I have sat in this seat for around 32,000 miles, so lots of miles in there, and like I said, mostly in jeans, so that's about as bad as it's gotten in that amount of time. And so one more disadvantage of or con of the white interior seats is this right here. You can see a little bit of black rubbing off from the seatbelt. So as the seatbelt comes over it, it actually leaves a little bit of black rubs off on the seat. And so there's just a little bit of black there that rubs off from the seatbelt. Makes it look a little bit dirty from where that seatbelt rubs across it. And there's basically, as far as I know, no way to get this off. I've tried all kinds of different things to get this off. The jean dye transfer, I was able to get off some of that on the front seats, but this stuff from the seatbelt, it's very stubborn. So there might be a way to get it off, but other than using a magic eraser and actually removing some of the actual material of your seat, I don't see that coming off very easily. It hasn't come off with any type of cleaner very well. So that is something to keep in mind. This is in the back seats. Haven't noticed it in the front seats at all. So here in the front seats, there's actually nowhere that it rubs across the seat. So not an issue in the front seats, but it is something that occurs in the back seat. And that did show up. I'll go ahead and cut a little bit from the Model Y. That shows up almost immediately, probably within a couple weeks after you start using it. It does show up this black mark, again, stain from the seatbelt. So there you have it, just a few pros and cons of the white interior for the Model 3 and Model Y. In the Model S and X, I've actually seen that the new interior for the S and X have, at least on the lower end models, you don't get very much option as far as the trim. So when you get the white interior, you actually get a lighter wood finish. And whereas when you get the plaid Model S, you actually get the option for the carbon fiber interior there for the white. So that is actually something that you don't really get much flexibility on, and I don't actually like the lighter wood trim in the Model S and X, the refresh. But who knows, they might tweak a little bit of that interior. I know that they've already kind of gone back and forth on the yoke steering wheel versus a full round steering wheel, so they might be doing a little bit of tweaks there, and maybe they'll give us some other options as far as the interior. Not something I'm really too worried about right now because I'm not getting an S or an X, but as far as the 3 and the Y are concerned, these were a few pros and cons of the all black interior versus the black and white interior, and what might be some things to consider if you are going to get them. So again, if you like this video, please make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.